Oh, start already.
What is the game called?
Canoe Polo.
Oh, Canoe Polo.
So welcome back to the stream. The next match is between Chinese Taipei ladies and Singapore ladies. The referee is about to start the match. So the referee has started a game. It's round 2 in the Asian Championships 2023, and Low wins the first ball for Singapore. Singapore will now look to start their attack. Liao now with the ball. She passes it to Tan. Ong switches back to the right flank, and Liao has driven in towards the middle. Goes for a shot, is blocked, and Singapore win the corner. So Chinese Taipei are opting to go for a little press, and there has been a zone pass made to the inbox player, but a foul has been committed. It's an illegal hand tackle. Liao with the ball now. She shoots and just goes above the crossbar. Chinese Taipei are now in possession. So it looks like Chinese Taipei are playing with two jostlers, and there's been a drive-in made down the middle. And there's been a foul committed in the box by the Singapore defenders. Chin now to start the ball for Chinese Taipei. And you can see the Singapore ladies are just trying to position themselves in front of the goalpost. And they win possession now and are on the fast break. Ong now on the left flank, with her counterpart sprinting on her right. And Singapore score the first goal. Quack on the fast break with a lob shot above the defender who came to pressure. And Chinese Taipei now will look to equalize. So Chinese Taipei now looking to start with 4 players on the outside with a single box player in the middle. It's an early shot and Chinese Taipei win the corner. Liu from Chinese Taipei now jostling for space on the left side of the zone. Her teammate Chin has now driven in and received the ball. He goes for a shot and is blocked by a Singapore pedal. But Chin wins it back. It's another block. And Quack wins possession. Singapore on the fast break now. Bit of pressure in this transition, but Singapore look to continue proceedings with Low driving down the middle. So as you can see, the referee has given a foul. In Canoe Polo, you are not allowed to maneuver your kayak within proximity of your opponent's body. Upon doing so, there will be a foul awarded against you. Quack on the right flank now, switches back to low. The Singapore box player currently jostling for space down the middle. You can see the Chinese Taipei zone starting to spread out a little to try and meet the drivers down the flank. You observe a shot clock on the left side of your screen with about 15 seconds to go. In Canoe Polo, you are required to make a shot after 60 seconds in possession. Chinese Taipei have now recovered possession and are going on fast break. And now they will have 60 seconds before they should attempt to make a shot. Chin now dribbles. There's been a foul committed in the zone. And once there's a foul, then Chinese Taipei will get a new 60 seconds to work the ball. Chin now to start the ball for Chinese Taipei. Her teammates on her right. She opts to reset out as they have lots of time left on the shot clock. So Chinese Taipei now back with one jostler in the middle, and there's a decent shot of the post, but the rebound is picked up by Yan, who equalizes for Chinese Taipei. 1-1. Singapore now restarting the ball from the middle. Keong on the right flank to Liao. Back to Tan, whose pass is blocked by a Taiwanese defender who looks to be giving a bit of pressure. Tan is forced to pass backwards to her friend, to Ong, who has paddled backwards to support her. And again, looks like the Chinese Taipei zone is spread out pretty wide. Space on the right flank now, but there's a loose pass. And Chinese Taipei regain possession. Outlet pass to the left flank now with Lee on the break. Fu in support. In the midst of all that, a foul has been committed, so Chinese Taipei will now get a new 60 seconds to work their attack. And you can see the gesture there from Fu, who appears to tell her friend to calm down. Looks like they want to slow down the attack and make full use of the new 60 seconds. So a drive in now, and an early shot that goes above the crossbar. Singapore back in possession. The youngest player in the Singapore ladies team is 24 years old, and the oldest player is about 39 years old. So most of these players start out in school, polytechnic or university. And the captain, Tan, now her shot is just above the crossbar. Chinese Taipei back in possession now. Pressure applied by Keong from Singapore team. It looks like the Singapore ladies have transitioned to two defenders outside of the zone, looking to pressure the passes from the Chinese Taipei team. Liao driving in down the middle, and the shot goes narrowly above the crossbar. There's been two exchanges with both teams looking to attempt shots from distance. Let's see if the Singapore team attempts something different right now. Balls with Chua. Back to Tan with Keong on the right flank. We are almost done the first half with about 40 seconds to go. There's been a foul committed at the 6-meter zone, and Singapore will look to start the ball. "30 seconds to go." Quack now hard at work inside the zone, trying to jostle space for her teammates. Keong receives the ball down the middle. Lots of pressure. Chua is in support, however, and Liao is driving in on the left. Tan opts for a high ball. Liao has the ball now. She shoots and it's a block, but the referee has given a penalty. A foul. My apologies, but it looks like there is no time and the foul will not. So we move into halftime with a score level at 1-1 between Chinese Taipei and Singapore. And second half is now underway. Low from Singapore gets the first ball. I'm joined today by May, who is on the commentary desk. She is also part of the women's squad from Singapore. Could you tell me more about the women's squad and how often you train?
Hi, so the women's squad we have been training since we started with we have weekend trainings on Saturdays and Sundays, and we have gyms on Mondays and Wednesdays. So for the squad, nearing the competition, they started with a Friday morning slot and also a Thursday game watching session.
In the meantime, you see a ball has been passed into the zone with Liao and Quack trying to poke the ball to each other. Liao passes it to Kwek, who's trying to force away into the zone, and a shot by the captain, which goes over the bar. Chinese Taipei back in possession.
Very hard to see.
It looks like Singapore team are going for a bit of pressure now. Liao moving out to pressure the ball. But it looks like the Singapore team has dropped back to a default defense with Liao as the sole player on top. So traditionally, teams would like to form a defensive zone in front of the goalkeeper. Oh, there's been a distance shot taken by the Chinese Taipei player, Chen. And she successfully wins a corner and a new 60 seconds for her team. Space now on the left flank for Chinese Taipei, who takes another distance shot and which goes above the crossbar.
The ball is back in position with the Singapore team and they are starting their attack. Sending Liao, player number 4, into the box.
Bit of pressure now from the Chinese Taipei defender. And Singapore have transitioned into 2 players in the box. Wood now creating nice space for Ong on the left flank. She switches flanks to low. Goes for a shot, great block by the goalkeeper. And Singapore win the corner. It's corner taken quickly to Tan now. You can see Ong moving off her position on the left flank to rejoin her teammate. In the meanwhile, Liao is on the edge of the box, trying to jostle past the 4th defender. In zone pass to Liao, who goes for a shot. And wins a corner. And wins a penalty actually. It looks like when she attempted the shot, there was a paddle that went too close to her hands for the referee's comfort. In Canoe Polo, should you choose to use your paddle to block the ball, your paddle has to be a meter away from the point of release. Liao now will line up for the penalty with Lee for Chinese Taipei in goal.
The referee calls for a timeout and a card is given to player number 4 of the Chinese Taipei team.
It looks like the Chinese Taipei team was moving off the line a bit too quickly. So in the penalty, the goalkeeper will have to be positioned on the line. Her body has to be in line with the goal frame. And the player taking the penalty has to be at the 4.5 meters mark. All remaining players will need to be behind the 6 meters mark. And now, we have a chance to put this in again. But it's a great block by the goalkeeper. In the chaos, it looks like Liao has accidentally hit the Chinese Taipei keeper, who is making her way back to the goalpost. But the referee has blown for a timeout. Singapore look to start the corner. And Chinese Taipei are now playing with 3 players. As you can see, back when they were playing with 5 players, the foul was committed, and that was the first standing off for Chinese Taipei. And before the penalty was taken, there was a second foul committed by the Chinese Taipei team, which resulted in another sending off. So the players who have been sent off will have to wait for 2 minutes before coming back onto the pitch of play, or they can return to the pitch of play when Singapore scores a goal, and that would be by power play. So Singapore now, with a significant numerical advantage, will look to try and score. And Chinese Taipei now will try to weather the storm. And the shot goes above the crossbar yet again.
And the ball is now in possession of the Chinese Taipei team.
Will the Singapore team opt to go for a man-to-man? Yes, looks like the Singapore team are going for a press.
So the Singapore team is now man marking the Chinese Taipei team, as the Chinese Taipei team only has 3 players. So the Singapore team has a clear number advantage on them.
But the fourth play, a substitution is now in. But there's been a foul committed by a Singapore team, and the referee has given possession back to the Chinese Taipei team. As you can see, that was a little set play by the Chinese Taipei team. They baited the Singapore defender into the press before going for a rolling substitute at the line. Chinese Taipei breaking free now. Great recovery with a Polo. But in the midst of that, she has accidentally hit the goalkeeper, and Singapore will now regain possession. Numbers ahead now for the Singapore team.
Singapore team going for the fast break.
And yet another great block by Lee, the Chinese Taipei keeper. There's an in-zone pass to Ong now. Returns the pass back to Tan. To Quack now. Many pedals back in the distance for the Chinese Taipei defense. Distance shot, and yet another block by the Chinese Taipei keeper. An amazing display of reflexes by the Chinese Taipei defense. Chinese Taipei on the break now. And they're back to 4 players. 5. And now a great block by the Singapore goalkeeper, and Chinese Taipei win the corner. An exciting run of play, to say the least. And the score is still 1-0 between Singapore and Chinese Taipei. 2 jostlers now in the box for Chinese Taipei. You can see space now on the left, created by Liao and Liu. There's a quick shot down the left flank. It goes off the post. And Wu now gets possession for Chinese Taipei. And surely it's a fast break now for Singapore.
The Singapore
Keong is on
team
her
going
break.
for a fast break.
Can she put Singapore in the lead? Oh, come off the post now, and Chinese Taipei in defense, and
Yes.
now Keong converts. 2-1 now to the Singapore team. Keong will be very relieved for that. But at this stage, in the second round of these championships, you can imagine the pressure that gets to the players. It was a great recovery, nonetheless. And it looks like Chinese Taipei are down to 4 players again. Loose ball now. And Singapore on the break again. Liao ahead of the Chinese Taipei defender. And she hits the post. Corner now for Singapore. And just about over a minute left in this game. The Singapore team will definitely look to slow things down now. Make full use of all 60 seconds on the shot clock. And that's a goal by Liao. Sneaky little side eye, baiting the pass and going for a surprise shot down the middle. Teasing her teammate Chua on the right flank and the keeper as well. Quick shot now by Chin. She attempts the in-zone pass, but looks like there has been a foul committed by Quack of the Singapore team. It's an illegal pedal. She starts the ball quickly and Chinese Taipei win the corner. But surely now all 3 points secured for Singapore in round 2 of the Asian Canoe Polo Championships, and that's full time. The score of Singapore 3 and Chinese Taipei 1.